guys, it is Aoife from Fed Me See Died Laughing, and I am here with my TBR for the Irish Readathon, and I'm so excited to tell you guys what I'm planning to read. I have the books that are going to be specifically for the challenge. I have so many other books to read as well by Irish writers for this throughout the month as well, which you guys will be seeing in my weekly wrap-ups. And yeah, I'm just so excited to get started and to read all these amazing books. So anyone who has seen our announcement videos and the challenges will know we do have challenges for this, and I am going to go through and tell you what books I'm planning to read for those challenges. So one of the challenges is to read a book by an Irish female writer, and I'm going to read The Glorious Hearsays by Lisa McInerney, which I've had on my Kindle for a while. This book won the Women's Prize for Fiction, I think, a couple of years ago, and it's one that's gotten a lot of hype and one that people seem to really love. I don't know whether this is one I'll love. I don't know if it's one that will gel with my the type of writing I like to read, because I think it's quite gritty and quite dark, but I've heard just such great things about it. I really want to pick it up, so this is going to be the month that I pick this one up, and yeah, I can't wait to finally read this one and see what all the fuss is about. The next challenge is to read a book by one of the host's favourite authors. One of my favourite authors was Sarah Rees Brennan that I chose for this one. I am going to go for Elaine, one of my co-hosts' favourite authors, and that is Marian Keyes. I have not read any Marian Keyes, I don't think, which is actually like a sin. Like, she's amazing. Like, she's an amazing Irish writer, and she's actually hilarious as well, and I just have never gotten around to reading her books. She's one of those where there's like loads of her books in the house. Like, my dad has a bunch of her books. You see them everywhere in shops. Always see them in like charity shops for like €1 or whatever, always in the library, and I just never pick them up. So I'm going to try and do this now this month and read a Marian Keyes book, and I do have The Break by Marian Keyes, which I think is about a woman whose husband, I don't know whether she decides, yeah, her husband decides that he needs to, basically just needs like a break from their marriage, needs to go and find himself, but he still loves her. He isn't leaving her, he just kind of needs some time off from married life, I think, and I think it's just how she copes with that. And everything I've heard about Marian Keyes' writing is that like she's able to write like really deep like stuff, but she's able to do it in a way that's like really funny and really relatable. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this and finally getting some of Marian Keyes' humour, and being able to actually read it. This is like a chunky book as well. One of the next challenges is to read an Irish book that isn't a novel. I am planning on reading a poetry collection by W.B. Yeats, which is on its way. I don't have it yet, but I do have it on its way. Another book I have here, which was in the house, which is one I actually do really want to read, is Mary Robinson's I think it's an autobiography, Everybody Matters. If people obviously don't know who Mary Robinson is, she was the first president of Ireland who was female. And she has done a lot of things in terms of women's rights, and she's a very interesting, like inspiring woman, and I think this is going to be really interesting to just find out more about her. This one I also have a short story. I do have Sally Rooney's Mr. Salary. Sally Rooney obviously wrote Normal People and Conversations with Friends. I am planning on reading Conversations with Friends this month as well. I will be buddy reading that with Leanne, so that is one that will be coming up on one of my weekly wrap-ups. I just don't have that with me at the moment, but this one is just really short. I think it's like 40 pages. Yeah, it's literally only over 30 pages long, so it's a tiny little short story, so I'll be reading that one too. The next challenge is to read an Irish book that is older than you are, and for this one I've decided I'm going to try and read the Country Girls trilogy by Edna O'Brien, which was first published in 1960. I actually do not have a copy of this yet. I do have, I think it's an audiobook I have on reserve on my library app, but that's saying I won't get it till April, so I'm going to try and get my own copies of these books, because these are really interesting books. Edna O'Brien is a really interesting Irish writer, and she's kind of someone who was ahead of her time really, and she wrote these books, and it's just about these girls who are in their, like, I think it's when they're growing up and they eventually are in the 20s, and they move to Dublin and they are doing what girls do, and you know, like kind of growing up and exploring themselves, and you know, dating, and you know, just living the life. And these books were considered too, I don't know whether it was too salacious or too like out there for Irish society at the time, which was the 60s. It was banned in Ireland. People were not allowed to buy it. It was banned by Ireland, and it was literally publicly burned by priests in Ireland. And I want to read it. Like, you know, I need to read these books and figure out like what exactly it was that like riled up the Catholic Church so much that they would burn them in the street. Like, actually going to see a performance of the Country Girls on March 9th, so I'm hopefully will be able to get a copy of the book before then and be able to read at least the first one anyway, because it is a trilogy, but they're less than 150 pages long. I think they're short books, but yeah, this is a really interesting one that I want to pick up, because I think, yeah, I really want to see what it was that angered the Catholic Church so much. And the next book is to read a book with green on the cover, and I'm cheating for this one because I'm not reading an Irish book for this one. I'm actually reading one I have out from the library that I just need to get finished, but it has a beautiful green cover, and that is Green Rider by Rees Brennan. This is a fantasy book about this girl who, I think she's like in the woods one day, and this like magical rider who, like, they're like some big deal in this fantasy like world. She stumbles across one, and I think she ends up becoming one of these riders. So yeah, I found out about these books a while ago because I think I saw a different book in the series with a similar cover that was pink, and I just thought it was so gorgeous cover, such a gorgeous cover. I had to figure out what the book was, and I ended up requesting this from the library, and I've had it for a while now. I do really need to read it, so yeah, I'm going to hopefully read this one, and as you can see, it is a beautiful green cover. So I have a few other books here that I will be getting to will hopefully get to read during the month as well. I have The Woman at 72 Dairy Lane by Carmel Harrington here as well. This was a present from Kirsty over Kirsty Reviews for my birthday last year. She read this last year, I think, during the Irish Readathon, and she absolutely loved it, and she was raving about it. So I'm actually really excited to get into this. I think this is just a contemporary novel, and get into it and see like what it's like. I've heard some really good things about it, not just from Kirsty but from other places as well. So yeah, I'm really interested to reading this. Another book I picked up last year, I think I might have showed it at some point last year, is this book, which is Markievicz, A Most Outrageous Rebel. This is a biography about Countess Markievicz, who was one of the leaders of the Irish 1916 Irish Rebellion, the Easter Rising, and the only reason she wasn't shot alongside the other leaders is because she was a woman. And she also was a suffragette, and she did a lot of things obviously for women's rights and for Irish rights, and she was just a very interesting woman. And this is just a biography about her and just about her life and about who she was, and yeah, I will be very interested to reading about it. I have never actually read a proper biography about Countess Markievicz. I've just always known little bits about her here and there and from different history books, but yeah, really interesting to finally read a book completely about her. Another book I have here is I think it's just a contemporary book, and it's Horace Winter Says Goodbye by Conor Bowman. I think this is one of these books that is about an old man who is dying, and he kind of starts living his life to the full ahead of like what's going to be like, I think it's like a terminal illness or something like that, but it kind of sounds like it's going to be one that might make me cry. I think it might be one that will make me laugh and it will make me cry all at the same time, and it just looks really cute. And this was a really random book that I picked up in a bookshop one day. I don't know what it was. I think it was only like $3.99 or something, and I was like, oh, I'll pick that up. And I actually didn't realise it was by an Irish writer until I got it home. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this because it's actually one that has been calling my name for a while. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really cute one. I have here is a Maeve Binchy book, and it's Tara Road by Maeve Binchy, and look at this amazing 90s book cover, movie book cover, like wow. So I actually have no idea what this is about, but I've read a Maeve Binchy, I think I've read Night of Rain and Stars by Maeve Binchy a few years ago. I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it, and I just really want to read more of her, and this one it's just been lying around the house for a really long time, so I think I will give it a go, and yeah, we will see. So that is some, but not all, of what I do plan to read during the Irish Readathon. If I was to tell you all the things I wanted to read, we'd actually be here all day. But those are just some of the selection that I hope to get through, and we will see how it goes. Please let me know what you guys are reading for this, if you guys have any suggestions. Again, any of these are obviously recommendations as well. Any of these authors, if you guys have any specific recommendations, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will let you know if there are any people I would suggest, any authors, any books I would suggest for anything you do particularly want to read about, any genres, whatever, you know what I mean. So yeah, please leave a comment down below, let me know what you're reading. Please take part if you do, use hashtag the Irish Readathon on social, so we can keep up with your TBRs and anything that you are reading, and I'll see you guys again next time.